In a world where the ordinary conceals extraordinary truths, Emma, a humble school teacher, stands at the cusp of an awakening that will challenge the very fabric of her existence. What if the dreams filled with vivid colors and celestial beings were not mere fantasies, but invitations into a larger cosmic dance? With each enchanting dream, whispers of her deeper spiritual connection beckon her to explore the mysteries of the universe. As she embarks on this quest for understanding, Emma quickly discovers that she is one of the chosen ones, destined to illuminate the path for others. Yet, with such enlightenment comes the weight of doubt and suspicion from those around her. Could she transform her world without losing herself in the shadows of fear? Emma's journey is just beginning, and within it lies the promise of miracles, transformation, and an epic awakening that could change everything. In the quiet town of Maplewood, nestled between rolling hills and enchanted forests, Emma lived a life that seemed ordinary. As a dedicated teacher, her days were filled with the laughter and curiosity of children, and yet, beneath her calm exterior, lay a world waiting to be uncovered. Each twilight, while the stars began to twinkle like diamonds in the sky, Emma would gaze out her window, dreaming of soaring realms and vibrant hues beyond the horizon. It was during one such evening that the first hint of her awakening stirred within. The moment she closed her eyes, the world around her melted away, and she was transported to a lush garden illuminated by a soft, ethereal glow. Celestial beings danced gracefully among luminous flowers, their laughter echoing like music in her soul. Their voices spoke in harmonious whispers, weaving stories of ancient wisdom and unconditional love. "You are one of the chosen ones," Emma, a figure adorned in radiant light, declared, extending a hand toward her as if inviting her to join this world of wonder. "Your purpose is to awaken the divine potential within you and guide others on their journey, awakening from this profound dream." Emma was met with the piercing reality of her mundane surroundings. Confusion washed over her. She was just a teacher. How could she bear such weighty responsibilities? Yet, there was a fluttering sensation within her that whispered of possibilities, igniting a longing she could no longer ignore. Days passed, and as she tried to reel in her thoughts, subtle changes began to unfold around her. In her classroom one day, Emma sensed the vibrant emotions of her students. Their joy felt like sunlight, while their fears gripped her heart like a cold breeze. It was as if she were a mirror reflecting their innermost struggles. A child's trembling voice seized her attention, revealing a dream to become an artist, and as she encouraged him, warmth enveloped her. It was as if she had unlocked something sacred within. That simple moment acted as a catalyst, urging Emma to seek more of these hidden connections. She started to explore the depths of her gifts, the intuition, the empathy, the immense reservoir of untapped knowledge. Yet, deeper spiritual questions pervaded her thoughts. What would it mean to fully embrace her identity as one of the chosen? Could these gifts that felt like burdens also be her salvation? During this time of introspection, Emma stumbled across a book of ancient folklore hidden in the library's back corner. Flipping through its faded pages, she discovered stories of the chosen ones throughout history, figures who, despite facing societal fear and misunderstanding, ignited revolutions of love and awareness. They became beacons in dark times, and with each tale, Emma found her conviction growing. These were more than tales. They were blueprints to a world she was meant to awaken. However, the path forward was clouded with doubt. Walking through the town, Emma felt the weight of judgment resting on her shoulders, the townspeople whispering among themselves about the rumored magic that she seemed to possess. Their eyes often filled with suspicion, reinforced an internal struggle. Was she truly meant to harness such power? What if she were wrong? The darker corners of her mind began to surface, and with them came fears that reeked of impotence. What if her gifts were deemed a curse, even a threat to the ordinary lives around her? Still yearning for clarity, Emma withdrew into the comforting embrace of nature, seeking solace beneath the ancient oak trees that stood like silent guardians. With her palms pressed against the rough bark, she felt connected to something ancient and sacred, a wisdom reaching back through time. As her heart beat in rhythm with the earth, flashes of childhood memories surged forth. Her grandmother's voice, rich with stories of mystical lands and divine forces, faded yet still echoing in her heart. Do not fear the gifts you possess, dear Emma. They are the threads of your destiny. Tears slipped down her cheeks, and as they did, she felt them wash away her fears, laying bare the seeds of courage blooming within her. In that moment, she accepted her calling. Emma was not merely a spectator in the tapestry of existence. She was meant to weave her own thread. Embracing the identity of a guide, she knew she had to step into her power, despite the trials ahead. Yet, the realization of her purpose unveiled new layers of responsibility. The dark forces whispering around her grew louder, challenging her newfound resolve. What awaited her beyond the horizon? Who else shared her gifts, and would they accept her as their leader? With each question came determination. Emma would not shy away, but rather seek the truth that awaited her, even as it manifested as shadowy doubts and burgeoning fears. Her journey had only just begun, and the universe was conspiring to reveal her path. Part 1. The morning sun poured through Emma's window, casting a warm golden glow that danced upon her face. It was the beginning of another day in Maplewood, a town that seemed unassuming but held the secrets of countless lives woven into its very fabric. Emma, refreshed yet apprehensive after her dream-filled night, resolved to navigate the complexities of her awakening with courage. As days unfolded, Emma began to immerse herself deeper into her spiritual exploration. Each morning brought a choice: to step into the world as the teacher she once was, or to become the guide that destiny beckoned her to be. She found herself drawn to the library, sifting through texts that spoke of spiritual awakenings and ancient prophecies, desperate to decode the signs that had begun to surface in her life. One fateful afternoon, as Emma lost herself among the dusty shelves, she discovered a book unlike any other. Its cover bore intricate designs depicting celestial beings dancing among vibrant worlds. Flipping it open, she unearthed stories of the chosen ones, individuals throughout history who had paved the way for humanity's awakening. Each tale ignited sparks of recognition within her, a reminder that she too was part of this sacred lineage. Emma read of healers who faced skepticism yet healed communities, of visionaries who dared to believe, and of warriors who fought darkness with truth and love. Her heart swelled with hope as she realized that she was not alone. With newfound purpose, Emma gathered her courage and reached out to the few people she felt comfortable confiding in. She initiated a gathering of friends, her fellow teachers, and even some of her students. Rather than dismissing her mystical curiosities, they listened, intrigued by her passion and spirit. Together, they formed a circle, united by a common yearning to explore their own spiritual gifts. The first circle was filled with laughter and excitement. Emma guided them through meditative practices, each session opening doors of perception. Underneath the night sky, surrounded by twinkling stars, they shared their dreams, their fears, and the sensations that revealed themselves in meditation. Each shared story echoed a heartbeat of recognition. Little did they know, a sacred bond was awakening among them, a tapestry woven with diversity and purpose. Yet, darkness lurked in the shadows. As the group began to flourish, so did whispers among the townsfolk, many of whom looked upon Emma and her circle with skepticism. They regarded their spiritual gatherings as gatherings of the mysterious and unholy. One afternoon, as they sat in a serene clearing discussing their visions, a group of townspeople approached them. "They're calling you witches," a woman shouted, her voice a mixture of fear and accusation. Gathering in the woods, speaking in tongues, sharing strange affirmations. "It's unnatural." The tension in the air shifted, an electric charge pulsing through Emma. Ensnared in a moment of stillness, she could hear her heart racing, the echo of doubt clawing at her conscience. Feeling a sudden urgency, Emma stood tall, the embodiment of resolve reflecting her inner metamorphosis. "No," she spoke firmly. "We are not witches. We seek to understand our gifts and share love." It was then that her voice rang out, empowered by clarity and strength. However, fear clutched at her heart as she took in the hostility surrounding her. Doubts resurfaced. Was she indeed capable of fulfilling this mission? Above all, she yearned to guide those around her, yet societal judgment threatened to dim the light beginning to shine within her. In reflection, Emma retreated into her thoughts, spiraling through memories of her grandmother, who faced similar scrutiny in her time, a woman who believed fiercely in the human spirit's potential to transcend perceived limitations. Emma recalled the wisdom ingrained in her, urging her to trust in the power of love and unity. The fear could not overshadow her yearning. Deep down, she understood that every chosen one faced trials, and it was in grappling with darkness that they forged their strength. This knowledge ignited a flame within her heart. It was now time to embrace her identity fully and unveil her purpose. That night, as the moon bathed the world in soft light, Emma gathered her circle once again. They formed a tight-knit bond, a sanctuary amidst the uncertainties of the outside world. As they held hands and closed their eyes, Emma led them in a meditation filled with intention. "We seek light, we seek truth. We constitute a force of love and guidance in this world." This incantation, imbued with sensitive energy, resonated powerfully among them. In that moment, Emma felt a surge of light arising from their unity. It felt like wings unfurling in her spirit, an awakening not yet to manifest in form, but palpable in essence. Together, they would rise. As their connection strengthened, Emma found her revelations expanding. Within her meditation, she could feel images drown her mind once again, the garden shimmering with celestial beings. They urged her onward, whispering truths that seemed to morph into answers. Emma envisioned a portal structure formed from the unity of their intent and the love they brought together. She sensed that in harnessing their collective energy, a shift could begin within their town. But who would answer this call? Who else was waiting for an awakening? With each passing day, Emma became more aware of the emotional tides around her. Friends decided to step confidently into their own spiritual experiences, while the townspeople edged further into bewilderment over Emma's perceived threat to the ordinary. Yet darkness was not the only force they were up against. An opposing presence lurked in the shadows, watching unmoved by their light, determined to crush their burgeoning hope. Emma learned of an antagonist, an individual from the outskirts of Maplewood who thrived in the shadows of doubt. This person wielded power fueled by fear and control. Their coordination provided a false sense of security to those who feared the awakening of true emotions and gifts. It seemed that these fears echoed deeper within the spirit of every member of the town. Soon, Emma discovered that this dark force sought to suppress the enlightenment that she and her circle embodied, directing waves of negativity their way, attempting to bring misunderstandings and resentment among townspeople. Shadows grew thicker, their whispers laden with distrust, yet Emma knew they could be illuminated by the light of connection. As the winds of change began to swirl, Emma realized that their journey was about to escalate dramatically. She had a choice: to allow dark forces to take root in her heart, or to stand steadfast as a pillar of love. Deep within, she chose the latter. With every breath, she vowed to prepare herself and her circle to confront the opposition that awaited them. Together, they would transcend the shadows. The quest for truth had begun, and their stories would forge paths towards enlightenment, however tumultuous the road ahead. In embarking upon this profound spiritual journey, Emma felt the pulse of life thrumming within her. The awakening was upon them, and they would either rise through the challenges or be consumed by the darkness. The choice would define their destinies and the fate of their town for generations to come. Little did Emma know, this was but the first whisper of an extraordinary transformation. Part 2. The days turned into weeks, and the air in Maplewood grew thick with tension. The whispers of discontent swirled amongst the townsfolk like autumn leaves caught in a tempest. Emma felt the emotional currents fluctuate like waves in a turbulent sea. She also sensed a shift within her. A newfound strength flowed through her veins each time she gathered with her circle, bolstering her resolve to navigate the challenges ahead. It was not merely a personal transformation, it was an awakening shared among them all. One evening, Emma decided it was time to confront the antagonist that lurked in the shadows of their awakening. Leading the circle into their sacred clearing, she called for unity. We either stand together in the light, or we allow darkness to fracture our bond, she declared, her voice echoing against the quiet night. Each member pondered her words, hearts racing as they recognized the intensity of the battle that lay before them. Who is this figure? Ash, one of the most skeptical members of the circle, asked, furrowing his brow. What power do they hold that we cannot overcome? Emma recognized the doubt in his voice, even as her heart sank briefly. They were still navigating uncertainty, exposed to the menacing truth that bore down on them. In that moment of vulnerability, Emma shared her fears openly. I do not pretend to know all the answers, but I feel this darkness drawing near. It feeds off our doubts, our struggles. If we misstep, we lose everything we have built, she admitted. Emma felt tears welling in her eyes, the weight of leadership anchoring her down like a stone. The members of the circle looked at each other, their own fears mirrored in the expression of their friend. As silence enveloped them, Emma closed her eyes, relying on that energy that emerged from the unity they had formed. In her mind's eye, she saw flickers of hope illuminating the shadows, reminding her of the loving support they provided one another. The sight brought her renewed strength. We are stronger than any darkness. Together, we possess a light that can pierce through the blackness. Trust in your gifts. You are not alone in this. Her words struck chords of resonance with the others, igniting flames of courage beneath their palpable fear. It was time to hold the space, to reclaim their power. Emma proposed that they create a ceremonial gathering to invoke protection, enlightenment, and to rid their space of the encroaching negativity. The members discussed the significance of rituals that resonated within them, a reflection of their individuality and beliefs, woven into a cohesive tapestry of strength. Their psychic manifestations would mirror the true essence of what bound them together. With preparations underway, Emma felt a pull to revisit the library. Each visit she made had gently woven pieces of the past with her present. A text proclaiming the ancient rites of the chosen ones lay before her, perfectly bound with intricate detailing that captured her gaze. As she turned the pages, she discovered accounts of sacred rituals that spoke of communion with the divine, distilling energies and amplifying protection through intention. The following week, under the brilliance of a full moon, Emma and her circle convened in the sacred clearing adorned with flowers, crystals, and artifacts they felt drawn to. The air hummed with anticipation and an intoxicating synergy. They formed a circle, fingers intertwined, each heartbeat embodying a promise of togetherness and love. Themes of vulnerability unfolded, and as the moon shimmered down upon them, they shared personal stories of triumphs and losses, reconciling collective fears with compassion. As the moment of the ritual drew near, Emma took the lead. Close your eyes and allow your mind to open to the energies that surround us. Visualize a luminous beam flowing from the heart of the earth and wrapping around us, amplifying our light. Let go of everything that holds you back, the fear, the doubt, the hesitation. Inhale strength love, and unity. Exhale darkness, Emma's voice became a soothing melody, resonating within the group and inviting each person to release layers of struggle. Their energy intensified with each breath they took, illuminating their surroundings. Individual sparks of light began flowing into a brilliant amalgamation that danced in the air. The transformation was palpable, a connection deeply anchored in their shared experience. Yet, unbeknownst to Emma, the antagonist, hidden from view, watched with keen interest. Misunderstanding fueled their anger, and determined not to be vanquished, they conjured their own shadowy energies. Tension brewed, lurking just beyond the protective circle that Emma believed united them. As the ritual reached its crescendo, Emma sensed a flickering of darkness nearby, and her heart raced. "Stay strong. Stay together," she called, feeling their bond strengthen and fray at the same time. She realized that the confrontation was no longer an abstract concept. It had brewed closer than they could have anticipated. Simultaneously, symbols of fear weaved their way into the energies around them, creating a barrier between their light and the encroaching shadows. Emma fought to maintain the balance, drawing upon the lessons of her grandmother, whose voice echoed through her consciousness. "Fear and doubt, my child, are the illusions that manifest when we stray from love. Stay rooted in your heart, and all will come to light within that instant." Emma visualized her grandmother standing beside her, wrapped in warmth and compassion. It fueled the endeavor for unity that powered their gathering, a reminder that love always prevails over fear. With clarity emerging within her, Emma directed her gaze and intention into the heart of the darkness, drawing strength from the unwavering commitment of her circle. "To the shadows that want to divide us, we will not falter, our love will prevail." The exclamation resonated with the group, and new waves of energy rippled through, strengthening their resolve. The moment intensified as darkness seeped deeper into the space, trying to extinguish the flickering light. Yet they clung together, breathing as one, wielding their intention as a shield against the assault, trying to crumble their steadiness. In that critical moment, Emma beckoned the memory of her grandmother once more. "Light beckons light," she whispered to herself, drawing the essence of unity into a powerful affirmation. Using her collective vision, she mirrored the balance, believing love would eclipse despair. "Together, we shine with love. Together, we stand. Together, we become the change," Emma cried, her voice charged with the fierce love of her ancestors guiding her, and a collective pulse of energy cascaded through the space, overtaking the darkness. With one vibrant moment of convergence, light expelled the shadows, illuminating their clearing, and dissipating the ominous forces queuing to invade their haven. They had risen against the cosmic tide, with love transcending fear. Emma felt relief wash over her. They were victorious for the moment. However, she was now acutely aware that this confrontation was only the beginning. As calm enveloped the clearing and nature resumed its gentle lullaby, the group shared smiles laden with hope, a vibrant glow lingering on their skin, a reminder of their triumph. Emma knew that the path ahead would challenge them further, yet they had proven that together they could transcend limitations, amplify their purpose, and awaken the magic hidden within the tapestry of their community. With faith renewed, they began to dream of what their collective journey might ignite in the hearts of others. Part 3. In the wake of their celestial ritual, Emma and her circle found themselves buoyed by a newfound sense of purpose. The light they conjured together felt both fragile and formidable, as they began to believe that they possessed the capacity to share that light with the world outside the clearing. As days passed in Maplewood, Emma felt compelled to reach beyond the boundaries of their small gathering, embracing her role as a guide in ways she had yet to explore. One sunny afternoon, filled with determination, Emma took a step into the community. She organized a gathering at the town square, a united event to celebrate individual gifts and invoke a sense of togetherness. Flyers decorated with beautiful colors were carefully scribed and distributed. The theme of Awakening Unity promised activities designed to spark interest and invite connection. However, beneath the surface, Emma's heart fluttered with trepidation. She could feel the tension dissipating, but knew that she would still encounter resistance. The fear still loomed among the townspeople, a reflection of their deeply ingrained beliefs. Yet she clung to hope, a spirit that could transcend the dividing lines of doubt. On the day of the gathering, vibrant banners fluttered in the breeze, and laughter rang sweetly in the air. Emma welcomed everyone with open arms, her presence softening the unease that had previously filled the streets. Hearts guarded by skepticism began to relax, if only slightly. Individuals trickled in, intrigued by the energy surrounding this call to unity. As Emma opened the event, she felt the collective breath of the crowd culminating into a symphony of anticipation. "We invite you all to step into the light," she proclaimed, her voice resonating with sincerity. "Let us embrace our gifts and share the beauty within us. We are not alone. We are all part of something much larger." Behind her stood her circle, their energy palpable, reinforcing her message. The community engaged in various activities: face painting, group meditations, storytelling of spiritual journeys, and art workshops infused with the spirit of awakening. The array of colors and creativity was a reminder that beneath the concerns, joy was inherent within everyone. Emma coordinated these gatherings, and with every smile exchanged, she felt the light within them grow stronger and more cohesive. Yet the tumult of suspicion remained, brewing quietly within the crowd. Tension mounted when a familiar figure emerged from the back of the gathering, the antagonist they had sensed but had yet to confront directly. It was Victor, a resident whose bitterness stemmed from his own encounters with rejection, pursuing power through fear. Draped in a dark coat, Victor stepped forward, eyes piercing as he addressed the crowd. "You're all lost in a delusion," he bellowed, his commanding presence cutting through the warmth of the gathering like a chill wind. "You think unity and love will shield you from the chaos of reality? I've seen the folly of such beliefs. You risk everything by following this girl." Gasps echoed through the crowd as uncertainty took root. Emma's heart quickened, and with it came a wave of memories, the doubts that had clawed at her peace in the past. Yet, instead of shrinking back, Emma clenched her fists, grounding herself in the knowledge that love is the antidote to fear. "Victor, I understand your pain," she replied, summoning every ounce of courage. "These gifts that we share empower us to heal, not only ourselves, but one another. We stand against the collective fear that binds us. We choose to embrace love." Victor sneered, but appeared taken aback by the strength in her voice. "Don't be naive. You will only bring ruin to this town." His words dripped with disdain, and Emma sensed an undercurrent of desperation in his posture. Determined to counter his negativity, Emma gathered her circle behind her. "We are not afraid of you, Victor. We know the shadows can only thrive in isolation. Allow us to share our light with you instead." With that declaration, she turned to the crowd, calling upon them to join together, to anchor themselves in unity, and to fill the atmosphere with their collective love. As if drawn by an invisible tether, members of her circle began to chant, creating a ripple of sound that echoed through the square. The hypnotic beat filled the air, enveloping them in vibrant light, overshadowing doubt with hope. The town, stuck in fear for too long, began to sway in rhythm to the voices, and the shift was palpable. Victor's scowl faltered, confusion flickering across his face. Emma watched as he wrestled with the burgeoning energy radiating from the crowd, a battle playing out in silence. What if he, too, felt that yearning for connection, but was trapped in a cycle of fear? Was there still a chance for Victor to choose light over darkness? "Join us, Victor." "This is our invitation," Emma called, reaching beyond the tension. "Whatever pain you carry, we can transform it together." Every heartbeat echoed within the intimacy of their community, a cathartic release waiting to unfold from victim to victor. Finally, for the first time, a glimmer of vulnerability broke through Victor's bravado. He took a hesitant step forward, but still seemed rooted in uncertainty. There was a silence that swallowed the crowd, a moment charged with the possibilities of transformation. Emma's heart ached for this spirit flickering before her, trapped in a dance of shadows. Yet swiftly, the darkness concealed in Victor's heart retaliated. Summoning an unseen force, he unleashed a wave of negativity, attempting to drown them all. As it surged forth, Emma could feel the power-shifting fear ripping through the gathering like a storm threatening to break their bonds. This wasn't just a physical convergence. It was a psychic battle, and she wouldn't back down. "Remember our light. Don't let go," she shouted, pulling the collective spirit of the circle together as one. With one voice, they chanted in unison, reclaiming their energy, molding it into a shield against Victor's onslaught. Emma drew upon her inner strength and drew the radiance of love, creating a luminous aura around her and the circle, a sacred bastion against the shadows. The crowd, armed with love, began to mirror Emma's strength as laughter and warmth burst forth from their unity. Eventually, Emma felt the tide turning. The hostility began to dissolve like morning mist beneath the sun. Victor struggled as lingering tendrils of darkness hesitated, unable to penetrate the glow of collective love that surged forward. "See, there is strength in vulnerability, even for you, Victor," Emma exclaimed, locking her gaze onto him, seeking the potential buried within his barriers. "Don't let fear bind you. Free yourself." As the storming shadows began to recede, something shifted profoundly within Victor. The tension that clung to his shoulders eased slightly as memories riddled with pain surfaced through the ether. "I'm not worthy," he shouted, voice cracking under the weight of the realization that washed over him. "What do I know of love? I can't. I've pushed everyone away." Emma had chosen love over fear time and again. She raised her arms, inviting him into the warmth of their circle. "You are worthy of love. You are just as much a part of this tapestry as anyone else. Join us. We can share this healing," she implored, offering him the light to illuminate his path. In that moment, just as the veil began to fray, Victor stood, facing the tangled web of his choices and pain. With the harmonious chant behind him, the rhythms of surrender began to resonate within his heart. There was a decision being sculpted in the depths of his spirit, a quintessential moment of choosing. At that precise instant, everything seemed suspended as the world around them transformed. The air crackled with energy. It was a bridge of reconciliation waiting to be crossed, one he could choose to take. The transformative power of love awaited him, and Emma's heart swelled with hope as she witnessed that flicker of realization igniting within. But challenging moments lingered ahead. Beyond Victor stood the looming shadows that had persistently followed them. Emma now knew, however, that the exchange with Victor had become an essential precursor to the ultimate confrontation that they were destined to face. Together, stronger than fear, united in purpose, they would awaken not only themselves, but the entire town, cleansing the darkness lurking beyond the horizon. Part 4. The sun dipped low in the horizon, casting a warm glow over Maplewood as the air buzzed with newfound energy, following their transformative gathering. The town, once shrouded in shadows of doubt, began to pulse with possibilities as Emma, her circle, and even Victor took tentative steps toward healing. Just moments ago, darkness and isolation had threatened to sever their ties, but now, hand in hand, they prepared for the awakening that loomed ahead. Days later, the atmosphere in Maplewood had shifted palpably. The air was filled with laughter and connection. The townspeople, curious and emboldened, found themselves drawn together in tentative friendships, aspiring to unfold their own spiritual gifts. Emma's courage had kindled flames of hope, and curiosity swirled beneath the whispers of the trees. As she strolled through the rejuvenated town, Emma's heart swelled with gratitude, knowing that each encounter had become a part of their shared mission. She offered encouragement and guidance at every turn, holding conversations that transformed contracts of fear. "What if you let your heart sing?" she would ask to an artist doubting his calling. "What if you shared your story?" she would encourage to an elder who had lived in silence for too long. Yet, deep inside, Emma felt an urgency stirring a feeling that the ultimate test was on the horizon. Despite the shift, a foreboding shadow loomed. Victor, now free from the heavy chains of bitterness, had fallen into the arms of skepticism once more. He struggled to shake off the remnants of the darkness that once held him captive, oscillating between acceptance and regression. Emma sensed that unless he embraced the truth of his worth, they could all find themselves slipping again. The pivotal moment materialized during a windswept evening, when a gathering was planned at the heart of Maplewood, a festival celebrating their newfound unity and dedication to love. Emma and her circle were honored to host the town's first ever Festival of Awakening. It promised activities that would celebrate joy, insight, and self-discovery. As townsfolk gathered beneath colorful canopies, eager smiles adorned faces, yet beneath that excitement lay an undercurrent of anxiety. Emma felt it, and her heart raced with a sense of anticipation. "This is it," she whispered to herself, the energy sparking within. She could feel the energy of connection align with the rising stars above them, bathing the world in divine light. The sun dipped from view, and as twilight embraced the gathering, Emma took center stage. She called for silence, feeling the energy shifting as anticipation thickened. "Welcome, dear friends. Tonight, we embrace our gifts. Together, we ignite a powerful truth rooted in love and connection," she proclaimed, her spirit soaring. Music rippled through the air, inviting movements that felt like a celebration of their resilience. Emma could see her friends, the circle huddled near, their hearts aligned as they prepared for the collective journey. But lurking just beyond the festivities was the old darkness that still threatened to encroach. Victor lingered at the back of the crowd, anxiety etched on his face. At that very moment, the shadows within him reared their heads, casting doubt over everything they had fought to achieve. Just as the festival began to overwhelm with joy, he felt the familiar grip of anger clawing back to the forefront. "What do you know of love? What do you know of healing?" he shouted, voice rising above the merriment. The final test was upon them. Silence washed over the festival. Emma's heart sank, fearing the doubts creeping back into her community. The laughter subsided, and whispers of skepticism spiraled around Victor's accusation, threatening to fracture their hard-earned unity. "Victor," Emma found her voice, grounding herself in the intentions of their gathering. "We're not here to perpetuate delusions. We stand united in acceptance, in love, and in the knowledge that healing is a journey. You too have felt this love tonight. Don't deny it." As she spoke, the energy swept through the crowd, embracing Victor's heart with warmth. "But I am not worthy. I am the shadow," he protested, a mixture of anguish, anger, and vulnerability cutting through his bravado. "What do you want me to do? Become something I cannot?" Emma stepped forward, moving toward him, feeling the entire crowd shift with her, maintaining the emotional bond they cultivated. "You are not alone. None of us are. If you embrace this moment, you will see how love shatters the darkness. Let the light within you emerge." Victor stood frozen, grappling with the struggle of self-worth that had haunted him. Emma's heart ached at the sight, and she remembered the countless steps they had walked together. She yearned for him to see that inside each shadow brewed light, just waiting to burst forth. Caught in vulnerability, Victor faltered, the memories of isolation threatening to clench him tightly. "All I've ever known is how to fight for power," he whispered, shaken by the realization that the battle had been within. "Then let's fight together." Emma responded fiercely, igniting the fire of connection as the crowd erupted in support. "We embody love. We embody change." The battle has always been about surrendering your heart to this unity. With one breath, the gathering began to chant in unison, their voices intertwining beneath the stars. Waves of energy wrapped around Victor, pulsating warmth and vibrating with the power of unresolved love. "Let go of fear, let go of shame," they cried, the intensity invoking a furious light that illuminated the shadows retreating within. In that moment of intense vulnerability, something within Victor snapped. He released the tectonic forces of hesitance and distrust that had burdened him for so long. The walls he had built began to waver. "I feel," he began, tears glimmering like diamonds against twilight. "I feel." This light, Emma stepped forward, extending her hand, her heart open, embodying the essence of unconditional love. "Take my hand, Victor. Unite with us in this joyous embrace of healing." With trembling fingers, Victor reached out, cascading energy rippling through the gathering as the crowd surged forward, surrounding him with acceptance and encouragement. With that pivotal act of vulnerability, Victor crossed the threshold. He became one with the celebration, bursting forth with laughter that resonated through the festival, a sound of pure joy echoing against the dark veins of his past. The festival erupted, laughter fueling the air, and as Victor embraced the circle, a surge of warmth enveloped them. Love transformed what once had been fragile trust into the foundation of a vibrant community. Emma breathed in deep, gratitude blooming as she gazed at the embodiment of hope surrounding her. But amid the jubilation, a whisper of caution lingered in her heart. The path ahead still held trials. Love was not a destination, but a journey. Emma knew this celebration would be pivotal, but also that the light they had ignited must be tempered with unity to face the shadows potentially forthcoming. As night deepened, Emma and Victor joined hands with the circle, gazing up at the stars twinkling over Maplewood. "Together, we step boldly into the unknown," Emma declared, confidence swelling from within as the spirits of their ancestors shone brightly in their hearts. The journey toward awakening and discovery lay not in the absence of shadows, but in the unwavering commitment to radiant love amidst adversity. Together, they would forge a path toward the enlightenment of their community, awakening the divine potential locked within every heart. Every festival, every gathering would mark another step in manifestation, as they committed to bridge hearts rather than build walls and illuminate darkness wherever it threatened to emerge. And so, their story continued a journey of awakening, of transformation, and perhaps the creation of a legacy that would echo through the ages. For Emma and her circle, the tapestry of existence lay before them, awaiting the vibrant strokes of their collective spirit, inviting them to become co-creators in a radiant world reborn. In the weeks following the Festival of Awakening, an electric tension filled the air in Maplewood. The town moved forward with a new vibrancy, yet deep within Emma's soul stirred a nagging foreboding. The shadows that had once clutched tightly at Victor still lingered nearby, restless and unwilling to relinquish their grip. As Emma explored the vastness of her gifts and guided her circle with love, she sensed the impending confrontation that was lurking in the depths of the unexpected. One moonlit night, Emma gathered her circle for a meeting under the vast, starry sky, keenly aware that the time for confrontation had arrived. Her heart raced with a blend of excitement and trepidation that thrummed through her veins. The air was thick with anticipation as they formed a sacred circle, drawing upon their collective love as a shield against the darkness they knew would come. Tonight, we must prepare ourselves. Emma spoke, her voice steadied by conviction. We have faced our fears. We have ignited joy within one another, but a greater challenge awaits us. The shadows will attempt to disrupt this awakening. To peddle doubt and despair, a murmur of agreement echoed through the group, and Emma could see the flickering determination in their eyes. As their discussion deepened, the wind began to howl, swirling around them like an ominous whisper, a warning of what was to come. Just then, a chill swept through the clearing, and they felt it. A dense energy radiating turned their jubilation to dread. The shadows were approaching. No sooner had the wind died down than Victor's voice boomed from behind them, dark and twisted, his features set in a grimace that spoke of long-buried fears re-emerging. You think you can change everything. You are naive to believe love can stand against the chaos of reality. The starkness in his tone sliced through Emma's heart. Victor, she called, stepping closer, her heart pounding fiercely at the sight of the conflict emerging. This is not who you are. You've grappled with those shadows before. You can choose the light, but you don't understand the power they hold. He retaliated, eyes narrowing in thought, revealing the fear that gripped him despite the elation he had felt at the festival. He raised his hands, tendrils of dark energy coiling around his fingers, flickering like snakes poised to strike. I can feel the darkness drawing near, gaining strength. You've stirred something that cannot be contained. Emma's heart nearly lodged in her throat at the sight of Victor wielding the destructive power. You are stronger than this, she implored, desperation seeping into her tone. You can rewrite this narrative. Remember the love we've shared. But as she spoke, waves of shadowy energy surged toward them, effective and laden with despair. Breathless, Emma summoned the light within her. Together, we are more than this darkness. We will not be swept away. The energy coalesced around her as she extended her arms, drawing forth the collective force from her circle, intertwining with the strength of their bond. Tension crackled as shadows lashed out, seeking to dismantle their resolve. The tendrils of negativity slithered into their circle, feeding off doubt. Emma could feel the energy pulsing through her, the connection weakening. Hold on, she shouted, feeling her friend's presence slip away as they fought against the onslaught. Victor stood transfixed, the battle waging within him, torn between the darkness that threatened to consume him and the recognition of love that radiated from Emma and the circle. His internal struggle played out vividly, caught in the fray between despair and hope. Victor, come back to the light. You are not alone. Emma's voice rang out, surging with her energy. Don't give in. Don't let fear enslave you. The words surrounded him like a warm embrace, a beacon in his encroaching storm. As the shadows loomed closer, seeping into Emma's very essence, she felt a flicker of doubt begin to rise within her. The memory of all their struggles echoed a potent reminder of the darkness that could drown out their light. In that moment, Emma faced her ultimate internal conflict. Would she succumb to the chilling shadows or rise above them? Feel the love, she whispered, grounding herself in the trust she had nurtured over their collective journey. Her ancestors' wisdom flooded into her consciousness. Love is a weapon against the darkest fears. She would not falter. It was then, amidst the chaos, that something within Victor snapped. He realized his worth was not defined by the shadows, but rather illuminated by love. The power of connection surged him forward, a longing for hope rekindled. He joined hands with Emma, becoming part of the vibrant light that enveloped them. With every fiber of her being, Emma drew upon that energy, calling forth the power that united them. To the shadows that seek to consume us, we declare our love. We will not succumb, she declared, the intensity rising with every heartbeat. As the surge of unified love cascaded through the air, darkness quivered before the light they summoned. The shadows, caught in their gravitational pull, began to fracture and shatter into wisps of smoke, igniting the night with incandescent brilliance. Emma and Victor locked eyes amidst the dance of energy, their hearts beating as one. "Together, we shine," Emma cried, fueled by the force of determination forged through their shared journeys. As the shimmering energy unleashed like a tidal wave, engulfing the darkness, she felt the love encircle them, unravel the threads of despair, and dissolve the shadows that lingered with an incandescent radiance. Emma's spirit soared as the manifestation of love erupted triumphantly, enveloping Victor in restored light and casting away the shadows for good. The weight of despair relinquished its grip, replaced by laughter and joy that resonated harmoniously through the air. They had shattered the chains of doubt, illuminating not just their circle, but all of Maplewood. Yet, the battle had forged something deeper within Emma, a knowledge that darkness must be met with love, and fear with courage. The true power of being chosen lay not only in navigating transformations, but in conquering the shadows that seek to overshadow the light. In that climactic moment, Emma realized their journey was just beginning. As dawn broke over Maplewood, the soft hues of orange and pink spilled across the horizon, heralding a new day, the beginning of something extraordinary. Emma sat on the edge of the sacred clearing, the collective echo of their triumph resonating within her soul. She could feel the remnants of the battle fading, replaced by warmth, hope, and the promise of a brighter future. The struggle against darkness had unveiled an awakening not only within the community, but also within her own heart. With her circle seated around her, laughter and camaraderie filled the air. Victor, now a beacon of hope himself, shared his story of transformation, how he had once succumbed to darkness and found redemption in love. His journey resonated with the townsfolk, reminding them that beneath each shadow lay the potential for light. People of all ages gathered, drawn to the newfound spirit of unity that began to bloom throughout the town. "Today, let us celebrate," Emma declared, her voice steady and full of conviction. "We have faced the shadows together. We have proved that love is a force more powerful than any darkness, and we will continue to shine our light for all to see." After the confrontation, the energy surrounding their gathering was palpable, an electric current that ran through their very beings. In the heart of Maplewood, the ripple effects of their gathering blossomed into friendships. Gardens filled with laughter as neighbors connected over their own stories of awakening, sharing dreams and aspirations that had long remained buried in the confines of fear. With each voice lifted in harmony, the community began to heal, each person embracing their unique essence, their own light illuminating the tapestry of existence. Yet, Emma held in her heart the knowledge that this was merely the prologue of their journey. The battle against the shadows of doubt was ongoing. As she gazed at the faces surrounding her, each brimming with victory and potential, she felt a tug inside, an invitation to venture further, to explore the depths of her divine purpose. Whispers of future gatherings formed organically among them. Workshops that explored the essence of the chosen ones, where they could help others unlock the gifts that lay dormant within. Empowered by connection, they envisioned transforming Maplewood into a sanctuary for spiritual awakenings, where stories, fears, and triumphs would intertwine as a tapestry of love. Emma often found herself wandering to the ancient oak tree nestled at the edge of the clearing, its branches stretching out like welcoming arms. It was there that she would reflect upon the lessons she had learned, the sweet connections forged from vulnerability, the power of embracing her gifts, and the importance of community in the face of fear. The oak became a symbol of their journey, anchoring them in the wisdom of the past while inviting them to dream of what lay ahead. One evening, as the moonlight danced through the leaves, Emma gathered her circle once more beneath the great oak. "We are more than the fears that once held us back," she affirmed. As chosen ones, we are instruments of love, healers of hearts, and guides through darkness. Our work is just beginning. As the moon crowned the sky, a soft breeze carried their laughter into the heavens, transcending the boundaries of their small town. United in purpose and empowered by love, Emma and her circle knew their mission to awaken the divine potential within themselves and every soul they touched. But before her journey continued, a flicker of awareness beckoned her toward the horizon. Emma understood that greater truths, deeper connections, and bigger challenges awaited both within her and across distant realms. The world held mysteries that clamored to be unlocked, and Emma felt the pull of adventure igniting her spirit. With a heart full of purpose, she closed her eyes, embracing the rich tapestry and trusting them to awaken. As we embark, let us carry with us the understanding that love is our greatest weapon, not only against fear, but in the infinite journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. This is only the beginning, and with those last words echoing through the starlit night, a collective vow was forged among them, a promise that they would rise together, brothers and sisters bound in exploration of light, as the world awaited the brilliance wrought from their daring transformations. Their journey would indeed continue, with implications not only for themselves, but for all of humanity. Love would shine brighter as a guiding light for those still wandering in shadows, waiting to awaken to their own divine gifts. Thus, in Maplewood, the stories of the chosen ones evolved into legends waiting to inspire generations, igniting hearts amid the chorus of existence, igniting the fires of awakening one soul at a time.